Welcome to the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, June 21st. This is Gina McGuire. Over the next couple of days, we will still have some impacts to fire potential to deal with. Generally, still the heat is being suppressed now over the southern portion of the Great Basin with near record temperatures. However, still further north, we will continue to see very hot weather and well above normal temperatures. However, again, these should be shy of records. Lightning today will be stretching mainly from the Sierra across central and northeast Nevada and also across the northern two-thirds of Utah. We will have some wind concerns as well to deal with, some windy conditions down in southwest Utah and southern Nevada, which will affect ongoing fires in those areas with gusts above 30 miles per hour and low relative humidity, and also increasing winds over the northern half of Nevada, which will also affect those ongoing fires as well. By Thursday, the wind threat is mainly over southern Utah with continued near-record temperatures in the south, and then the lightning threat is mainly confined to portions of Utah with decreasing coverage. Over the last 24 hours, we've had scattered thunderstorms stretch across the northern half of Nevada into Utah and also into southeast Idaho and Wyoming. Some rain was reported with these thunderstorms, mainly across the eastern half of Nevada into northern Utah and Idaho. Great Basin fire activity has been increasing with numerous large fires now over the northern half of Nevada into Utah, with also a large fire still over southwest Utah. Over the last 7 to 30 days, precipitation over the last week has been focused in the far north, and even over the last 30 days, we've seen well below normal precipitation over the southern two-thirds of the area and near normal precipitation in parts of Idaho. How this has affected our current fuel conditions, ERCs have been on the rise and are now above the 80th or 90th percentile over the southern two-thirds of Utah into the southern half of Nevada. However, even further north in areas in the green, ERCs have been increasing, and we still are seeing very dry conditions in our fine fuels, even though our live fuel moistures have not yet come down to thresholds. The 10-hour fuel moisture picture paints a little bit better picture of our threat across the Great Basin. You can see very low fuel moistures over much of Nevada into Utah, which has been our main focus, as well as the Arizona Strip over the next several days. Our fine fuel loading has been well above normal over the area shaded in brown over parts of western and northern Nevada into northern Utah and southern Idaho. It's these fine fuels that have been driving fire behavior the last several weeks, and this will continue, and also we will see fire activity increase with fire behavior as we see our brush and live fuel moistures coming down over the next couple of weeks. Our satellite image for today shows generally clear skies across the area as high pressure is centered over the Four Corners area, again and responsible for most of that heat. Looking at the weather pattern today, you can see where those thunderstorms will be located, anywhere from the Sierra over parts of western and central and northeast Nevada and stretching into northern Utah. We do have high risks for this lightning in the areas shaded in red. Also some wind to deal with as a weak area of low pressure drops south. We will see winds increasing across northern Nevada and up into Idaho, but it's this wind really over northern Nevada that's going to be problematic, not only for the ongoing large fires that we have, but also due to the amount of lightning we've seen over the last 2 days, we could see the wind and dry conditions start to stir up some holdovers. Over the south, continued heat with also some windy conditions over southwest Utah, as indicated by the wind symbol today. Relative humidity will remain in the low single digits in the south and increase to around 20% in some of our areas up into central Idaho and western Wyoming. You can see the wind picture on the right where we are expecting those windy conditions. The strongest winds are over northeast Nevada, but again, still over northern Nevada, wind gusts between 30 and 35 miles per hour will be fairly widespread. On Thursday, we see an area of low pressure drop into the northern Rockies, and this will bring breezy northwest winds to the northern tier of the Great Basin, and also shift our thunderstorm focus to the southern portion of Nevada into central and southern Utah. We are highlighting also some continued gusty winds and dry conditions as that low drops south over southern Utah, as well as lightning in the northeast portion of the state. But again, this lightning may also stretch back into parts of central and southern Nevada and central Utah. By Thursday, relative humidity will be quite dry in most locations, and again, the wind picture on the right shows that increase in northwest winds over the northern and eastern side of the basin. By Friday, we start to see another strong ridge of high pressure build off the west coast, with still some northwest winds over the north and eastern side of the basin, but we will likely be seeing drier weather region-wide. Low relative humidity will continue on Friday, and winds, although they will shift to the northwest, will be in the light to moderate category with speeds decreasing on Friday as that ridge approaches. Overall forecast amount of precipitation will be quite light and confined to mainly where we see thunderstorms. However, you could see some small areas of wetting rains under the cores of those storms. Looking into the weekend, we see the strong ridge of high pressure building again. Therefore, we'll see a return of hotter temperatures and keeping well above normal temperatures region-wide. Also, dry conditions will continue across the area on Saturday. By Sunday, we see a weak area of low pressure start to approach the west coast. This may interact with some moisture to produce more thunderstorms over the Sierra into western Nevada. We are continuing to watch this as we have not high-risked this scenario yet, but these thunderstorms do look like they will be moving relatively quickly and on the drier side, but we will continue to monitor this as we go through the next couple of days. Dry conditions will continue further east on Sunday. By Monday, we start to see moisture potentially move across northern Nevada and Utah up into northern Idaho, so we could see thunderstorms a little bit more widespread by Monday. And again, we are continuing to watch this situation for any potential high risks. By Tuesday, we'll likely see some cooler weather and additional moisture move up into Idaho. Therefore, we could see some rainfall with the thunderstorms. However, still very dry conditions persist in the south. No real forecast for precipitation over the next 7 days. However, we might see some of that precipitation increase across Idaho by early next week. The overall picture for the early portion of July shows dry conditions and possibly below normal temperatures for the north. What this will likely mean is troughs of low pressure moving through the Great Basin later in June through early July, which may bring a relief to some of the very hot temperatures we've seen. However, that will also likely bring periods of wind to the Great Basin as we move into early July. That concludes our briefing for today. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you for listening.